Welcome to Golden Age Health, where we uncover the secrets to living a longer, stronger, and healthier life. Today, we tackle an issue that affects millions of seniors worldwide: leg weakness. Did you know that by age 70, 40% of adults experience significant leg weakness? But here's the good news: it's not inevitable. In this video, we'll explore how you can reverse this condition, regain strength, and reclaim your independence with a few simple dietary and lifestyle changes. Stay with us, because the key to unlocking your vitality might just be in the foods you eat. Did you know that by the time most people hit 70, nearly half of them struggle with weak legs? Sounds alarming, right? But here's the twist: this isn't just an unavoidable part of aging. Dr. Sarah Thompson, a leading geriatric specialist, has a game-changing insight: leg weakness can be reversed. Yes, you heard that right. Think about it: how often do we assume that growing older automatically means getting weaker? We see seniors holding onto railings, struggling to stand up from a chair, or avoiding stairs altogether. But what if that wasn't just getting old? What if it was something we could change? Science backs it up. Studies show that muscle loss, especially in the legs, starts as early as your 50s. And by 70, if left unchecked, it can steal your mobility and independence. But here's where things get exciting: nutrition plays a bigger role in muscle strength than most people realize. Now, let's challenge a common misconception: exercise alone can fix weak legs. Sounds logical, right? Hit the gym, do some squats, and problem solved. Not quite. While movement is crucial, your muscles won't strengthen if they're starved of the right nutrients. Imagine trying to build a house without bricks. No matter how skilled the builder, without materials, nothing gets built. Dr. Thompson has seen it firsthand. She recalls a patient, 72-year-old Mark, who was losing confidence in his ability to walk. His doctor told him it was just part of aging, but Mark wasn't ready to give up. When he switched to a muscle-boosting diet, something incredible happened. Within weeks, he noticed he could walk longer without feeling wobbly. So, what exactly should you be eating? And how can the right foods transform your strength, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond? The answer might surprise you. Most people don't realize this, but muscle loss doesn't start when you hit 70 or 80, it begins as early as 50. And if you don't do something about it, the decline can be shocking. The culprit? Sarcopenia. It's a fancy term for age-related muscle loss, but what it really means is that the muscles in your legs, the ones that keep you standing, walking, and independent, start shrinking. And here's the scary part: you might not even notice it happening, until one day, stairs feel harder, standing up takes more effort, and long walks become exhausting. Think about it: have you ever seen an older relative struggle to get out of a chair? At first, they push off with their hands. Then, they need to hold onto something. Eventually, they avoid sitting in low chairs altogether. That's not just getting old. That's sarcopenia at work. But here's where things get interesting: muscle loss isn't just about aging. It's about what you do or don't do every single day. A study from the Journal of Gerontology found that adults who lead sedentary lifestyles lose muscle at twice the rate of those who stay active. That means if you're not actively fighting muscle loss, it's happening faster than you think. Now, let's flip this around: can you actually reverse muscle loss? Absolutely. And no, you don't need to hit the gym for hours or lift heavy weights. The key? The right combination of movement and nutrition. Dr. Sarah Thompson shares a fascinating case. One of her patients, Linda, was 67 and had stopped going on her daily walks because her legs felt too weak. Within 6 months of targeted exercises and a protein-rich diet, she wasn't just walking again, she was hiking. Her secret? A simple but powerful shift in her daily routine. So, what are the exact exercises and foods that can rebuild muscle even if you're already feeling weak? And what's the one mistake that makes muscle loss even worse? Let's break it all down. Do you find yourself gripping railings a little tighter? Taking more breaks when walking? Or feeling just a little less steady than before? Most people brush these off, thinking, "I'm just tired," or "it's just part of getting older." But here's the truth: these are early warning signs of muscle decline. And if you ignore them, they don't just stay the same, they get worse. Think about this: when was the last time you walked up a flight of stairs without holding onto something? Or stood up from a chair without pushing off your knees? If these everyday movements feel harder than they used to, your leg muscles are already getting weaker. Dr. Sarah Thompson, a leading geriatric specialist, has seen it happen too often. She once had a patient, Mark, who shrugged off his unsteadiness for years. It wasn't until he tripped on a small step one he had walked over thousands of times that he realized something was wrong. The fall wasn't serious, but the wake-up call was. And that's the real danger. It's not just about feeling a little weaker. It's about losing your ability to move freely. Muscle loss isn't sudden, it sneaks up on you, little by little, until one day, you realize you're avoiding stairs, skipping walks, or struggling with things that used to be effortless. So, what can you do right now to stop this decline? And what's the biggest mistake people make when trying to regain strength? Let's break it down. Did you know that what you eat could be just as important as exercise when it comes to keeping your legs strong? Most people think, "I just need to move more," but here's the problem: if your muscles don't get the right fuel, they can't rebuild even if you exercise. Take Linda, for example. She was in her late 60s and started struggling with simple things like getting up from the couch or walking long distances. Her doctor told her to exercise, so she did, but nothing changed. She still felt weak, still felt unsteady. Why? Because she was missing a key ingredient: protein. As we age, our bodies don't process protein as efficiently, meaning we need more of it to maintain muscle mass. Linda wasn't getting enough, so no matter how much she moved, her muscles weren't recovering properly. The fix? She added lean protein, things like eggs, fish, and chicken to her diet and started seeing real improvements within weeks. But protein isn't the only thing that matters. Are you getting enough vitamin D? What about omega-3s? These nutrients play a huge role in muscle health, yet most people don't realize they're deficient until their strength starts slipping away. So, the real question is, are you giving your muscles the fuel they need, or are you unintentionally making them weaker? Let's talk about the biggest nutrition mistakes that could be slowing you down. Could eating more fish really make your legs stronger? It sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the reality: seniors who eat fatty fish twice a week have been shown to maintain up to 30% more muscle strength compared to those who don't. Why? Because of omega-3 fatty acids. Think about it: have you ever woken up feeling stiff, like your joints just don't want to move? That's inflammation. And inflammation is one of the biggest reasons why muscles weaken over time. Here's where omega-3 comes in. It doesn't just reduce inflammation, it actually helps your muscles recover and grow. In fact, studies have shown that older adults who take omega-3 supplements or eat fatty fish regularly gain muscle mass more easily, even with minimal exercise. Now, let's talk about affordability. Some people hear salmon and immediately think, that's expensive. But guess what? Canned salmon, sardines, and frozen mackerel are just as effective. They're packed with omega-3s, high in protein, and often cost a fraction of fresh fish. So here's the real question: how often do you actually eat fatty fish? Once a week? Once a month? Never. And if you're not eating it, what's stopping you? Taste. Price. Availability. Because the science is clear, just 2 servings a week could make a massive difference in your strength and mobility. Now, let's take this a step further. What happens when we combine omega-3s with another critical nutrient? That's where we start seeing even faster muscle recovery and less fatigue. Stay with me, because the next food on our list might surprise you. You know fish is good for your muscles, but how do you actually eat more of it? Let's be real, most people don't eat enough fish because they think it's either too expensive, too complicated to cook, or just not tasty enough. But what if I told you that getting more omega-3s into your diet is easier than you think? Here are 3 effortless ways to make fish a regular part of your meals. Keycap 1: Canned salmon in scrambled eggs. Ever tried this? Just mix in some canned salmon while cooking your morning eggs, add a little pepper, and boom, a high-protein, omega-3 packed breakfast that takes less than 5 minutes. Keycap 2: Sardines on whole grain toast. Before you say no way, hear me out. Mash up sardines with a squeeze of lemon, a bit of mustard, and some fresh herbs, then spread it on toast. It's quick, cheap, and packed with muscle-supporting nutrients. Keycap 3: Baked frozen fish fillets with lemon and herbs. Frozen fish isn't just for lazy dinners, it's a game changer. Pop a fillet in the oven, drizzle some olive oil, add garlic, lemon, and herbs. 20 minutes later, you've got a restaurant-quality meal. And here's where it gets interesting: every culture has its own way of making fish delicious. Backhand index pointing right in China. Steamed fish with ginger and soy sauce. Backhand index pointing right in Italy. Baked cod with tomatoes and olives. Backhand index pointing right in Mexico. Fish tacos with lime and fresh salsa. So now, here's the real question: which of these would you actually try? Or do you have your own favorite way to eat fish that keeps your muscles strong? And if you're still thinking, I don't like fish, stick around, because up next, we're talking about another muscle-boosting food that you're probably already eating but not in the right way. Dairy, the muscle-building secret you might be ignoring. Think dairy is just for kids? Think again. Your muscles and bones rely on 2 key nutrients, protein and calcium, and dairy is packed with both. But here's the thing: most adults don't consume enough dairy, and by the time they realize their mistake, their strength is already declining. So, how do you add more dairy to your diet without getting bored? Let's break it down. Keycap 1: Greek yogurt, the protein powerhouse. Did you know that 1 cup of Greek yogurt has more protein than a chicken breast? It's thick, creamy, and perfect for a quick breakfast or snack. But here's where most people go wrong: they buy the sugary, fruit-flavored versions. Instead, get plain Greek yogurt, mix in honey, nuts, or fresh berries, and you've got a muscle-fueling meal that tastes amazing. Keycap 2: Hard cheese, more than just a topping. Parmesan, cheddar, Gouda, these aren't just for pizza. Hard cheeses are packed with protein and calcium, and a small amount goes a long way. Grate some over your eggs, add a slice to whole grain toast, or pair it with nuts for an easy, high-protein snack. Keycap 3: Lactose-free. No problem. Think dairy is off limits because of lactose intolerance. Not true. Lactose-free milk, almond-based Greek yogurt, and aged cheeses like Parmesan, which naturally have little lactose, let you get all the benefits without the stomach troubles. Now, let's make it real. What's your go-to dairy source? Or are you skipping it completely? If so, you might want to rethink that, because coming up next is a food that's just as critical for keeping your legs strong, but most people aren't eating enough of it. How one small change transformed David's life. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that getting out of a chair feels harder than it used to. Walking upstairs? A struggle. Even standing for long periods leaves your legs feeling weak. That's exactly what happened to David Williams, a 72-year-old retired teacher. A year ago, he started noticing that his legs felt wobbly. He brushed it off at first. I'm just getting older, he thought. But then, something scary happened. He tripped on his front porch. Luckily, he wasn't seriously hurt, but it was a wake-up call. So, what changed? His diet. David's doctor suggested a simple fix: increase his protein and calcium intake. No fancy supplements, no extreme workouts, just small, consistent changes. Greek yogurt for breakfast instead of toast. A slice of cheddar with his afternoon snack. Swapping his regular coffee creamer for fortified milk. The results. After 2 months, David noticed a huge difference. His legs felt stronger, climbing stairs wasn't as exhausting, and he felt more confident walking outside. But here's the real question: if something as simple as adding more dairy could help someone like David regain his strength, what's stopping the rest of us? Could your diet be holding you back from feeling stronger? Think about it. What's one small change you could make today? There you have it, simple yet powerful steps to combat leg weakness and regain your strength. From the benefits of fatty fish to the power of dairy, you now have the knowledge to make lasting changes that will support your muscle health for years to come. Remember, it's never too late to take charge of your well-being. So why wait? Start incorporating these foods into your daily routine and witness the difference for yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Here's to a stronger, healthier you in your golden years.